Greetings YouTube, Jables here, coming at you with another update of my UA deck. I probably wouldn't even be doing this right now if it wasn't for the fact that I had a pretty good week at locals this week. I played against Burning Abyss, Shaddoll, Satellar Knights, Lightsworns, just all kinds of different variants of the deck. Both days at locals, I was 3-1, and turns out that this deck just has an incredible matchup against everything. This deck doesn't really care about Vandy's Emptiness, Skill Drain, Royal Decree, especially not Royal Decree, and it just powered through just all these decks and was just really good. So I'll get right into it and I'll explain some of the changes. This deck went through quite a few changes I've tested since my last build, so I'll just go over that. First, 3 midfielder, 3 Mighty Slugger, 3 Perfect Ace, and the 1 goalkeeper. Still the same lineup for that. Then we have the Tour Guide and 2 Skarm. I was running just a straight up more Burning Abyss with Seer and Graham, but I took those out. I just kept drawing them too much, and it was good, but it just wasn't that great. It didn't really do as much as these guys, so I took them out. In their place, I put in 2 Jack Frosts. Jack Frost is just amazing. I will say it saved me in 2 games today. Just because they didn't expect it, and I didn't even I put him in here because I thought I could tribute him if I had to for Mighty Slugger, but I never did. It just saved me from getting OTK'd by Lightsworns and OTK'd by Shaddolls. You know, it just stopped that 1 attack and it gave me 1 more turn. So that was really good. And that's the monster lineup. For spells, 3 Stadium. I've tested terraforming with the stadiums. I don't like terraforming. It's just a card that just generally does nothing. I mean, yeah, it searches out the field spell, and the field spell is essential to the deck. But really, I've won so many matches without even drawing into Stadium. Like, Stadium just gets so much speed, but if you open up right anyway, you can win without it. Depending on your matchups, depending on how it goes. But terraforming was just a card that just did nothing. I'd rather see a card, like another card in its place, that actually that just helps do other things. So I just dropped it completely. 3 Power Jersey. That's like probably the best card in the deck. Really, like if you draw multiples, it's an OTK. If your opponent has like attack position monsters. 1 Magnum Shield. This I tried it out on a theory, just on something I just wanted to try, and it worked out amazing. This with Perfect Ace makes him 4,000 attack or 4,000 defense. Then depending on how much you power him up under the field spell, he can just go up from there, and it was incredible. It was like one of the best surprise factors of the day. And I'd also equip this to midfielder whenever I didn't have the field spell, and just beat down. He was 2,200, so it worked out so much better than I ever thought it would. Then 2 Rotas. Went down to 2 Rotas because before I had 6 ways to search out midfielder, and I just kept drawing into Rotas, and I didn't need them because I already had multiples in hand. Through Tour Guide, Invoker, and then Rota, you have plenty of searches, so you don't really need 3 Rotas. So I put it down to 2, make room for other things that could be useful. 3 Stormforce, still one of the best cards in the deck. 2 Lances and 2 Chalice. This deck does not run a lot of traps. In fact, when I first put these in, I was only running 3 traps in the form of Trap Stun, so I didn't need traps. But these work good for the fact that they can't be Trap Stunned or they can't be wiretapped. And several decks I played against ran Decree, and I just had no back row, so it didn't matter. So I was happy that they decreed. But these work so great for the fact that they're the attack manipulation. Very few times I've actually had to use Lance to protect my own monsters because of Trap Stun. And then Chalice is just great. Like, damage step shenanigans. 1 Feast of the Wild. This won me 2 games last week because I drew it, used it, and then went into Volcasaurus, and then Volcasaurus got charged per game. Book of Moon, same reason as the Lances and Chalices, can't be wiretapped or Trap Stun. Honor the Traps, 3 Trap Stun. 1 Compulse, And then trying main deck 1 Soul Drain, since, you know, Shaddoll's, Burning Abyss, various other things that work off the graveyard. Extra deck, I've went through a lot of things. Like, there's very few cards I actually use in it, but I have like plenty of things just in case I need them. Fortune Tune, I go into this a lot just because it can't be targeted, and it recycles tour guides and Skarms. Zen Mains, just in case. Invoker, this is like the main Exceed you go into. Search out midfielder. If you have the fill spell as well, he'll go up to 2100 and only keep growing from there. Mech Equip Engineer, I go in this a few times. It's really good. Giga Brilliance, not as often as I used to because I got plenty like other Exceeds. Leviathan, haven't used it. Won a game with this today. It was amazing. Acid Golem, just in case I need to run over something. Ragnar Zero. I don't have many rank 4s left, so I chose Ragnar Zero because it can be really good. Crimson, Shadow, Armor, Ninja. Shark Fortress, Vocal Source. This is the only like rank 5 I ever go into. And then 2 Gaia Chargers just in case. Side deck real quick. 2 Max C's, 1 Flying C, Raigeki, Dark Hole, just for like those rogue matches. Like Mass Destruction just wrecks rogue unless you run the Starlight Road. 1 Creature Swap because there has been like a consistent Noble Knight player at our local. D-Fisher, 3 MSTs, 2 Battle Guard Howlings, 2 Shadow Mirrors, and a Macro. But that's the deck, guys. Updated and everything. Playing really well. I've been really impressed with it this week. But I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. And until next time, Jables out.